RFK Jr. stormed Capitol Hill on Thursday, and he didn't hold back. With CDC firings and walkouts in the background, he's been exposing the establishment, calling out their lies, and shaking up the system. And yes, it got explosive.
So check out this first clip.
Tell America that all adults and all children over 6 months of age are eligible to get a COVID booster at their local pharmacy today.
Anybody can get the booster.
I'm sorry?
Anybody can get it, Senator.
Anybody. So you're saying that is now the official rule of HHS. Anybody is eligible to get a booster by just walking into the pharmacy.
It's not recommended for healthy people.
No. If you don't recommend, then the consequence of that in many states is that you can't walk into a pharmacy and get one. It means insurance companies don't have to cover the $200 or so cost. As Senator Dr. Cassidy said, you are effectively denying people vaccines.
We're not going to recommend a product for which there's no clinical data for that indication. Is that what I should be doing?
What you should be doing is honoring your promise that you made when you were looking to get confirmed in this job.
You're going like this.
And that is, you promised that you would not take away vaccines from anyone who wanted them. You just changed the classification of the COVID vaccine.
I'm not taking them away from people, Senator.
It takes it away if you can't get it from your pharmacist.
Well, most Americans are going to be able to get it from their pharmacy for free.
Unsurprisingly, Democrats attacked RFK Jr., demanding his resignation. And as usual, it wasn't about public health. No, it was all politics. All optics. Senator Elizabeth Warren seems to think Americans are lining up for another booster, ignoring millions who already had double vaccines and boosters. Some found it unnecessary. Some even had worse outcomes. But apparently, she doesn't care. And she wasn't alone. Bernie Sanders also clashed with RFK Jr. Let's take a look at that next clip.
Primary advisors are Marty McCary, Jay Bhattacharya, Dr. Oz, Vinay Prasad.
So you got a few doctors who agree with you, and I'm giving you the
Not
names.
a few doctors. What you're talking about is there's a big difference, Senator, between established science and the scientific establishment, which has been co-opted by the pharmaceutical industry.
So you're telling the American people that the American Medical Association, representing hundreds of thousands of people, have been co-opted and that they should not trust their doctors.
And I'm
the
telling
American
you,
Academy of Pediatrics, and by the way, just for the record, every single Republican, I don't mean to be political here, Mr. Chairman, has received PAC money from the pharmaceutical industry. Are they all corrupt as well?
And I'm telling you, the American Heart Association has been co-opted by the food
Everybody but you, Senator. But you know what? When you ran for president, we have a corrupt campaign finance system. Maybe you will agree with me on that. Okay, you were already president, you got a billionaire behind it. You received $300,000 from people, not from the industry, people in it, as I did, from individuals. You corrupt. President Trump got $3 million. Every Republican got corporate PAC money for the pharmaceutical industry. Democrats as well. Everybody is corrupt, but you? Is that what we're looking at? I don't think so. And I think the issue now...
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Well, I think you do know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Finally, Sanders spoke the truth. Yes, they're all corrupt, and that's why RFK Jr. is a threat. Not because he harms Americans, but because he threatens their political careers. And what about public opinion?
Harry, it's interesting. All morning long, I've been saying Secretary Kennedy could be the most embattled member of the cabinet. Fact check me here.
No, I think that's a false. That's a Daniel Dale fact check for you. False on that. What are we talking about here? Net favorable ratings of key Trump officials. Look at this. RFK Jr. ain't exactly popular, but he's the most popular of all the key officials that we have recent polling on. Pete Hegseth, his net favorable minus 14 points. J.D. Vance, minus 11. Marco Rubio, minus 10. RFK Jr. is at minus 7, but minus 7 beats minus 10, beats minus 11, beats minus 14. So, no, RFK Jr. is not a drag on President Trump. He's not the most embattled. In fact, he is the most popular official in Trump's cabinet, at least according to the poll.
Increasingly on RFK Jr.'s side, especially on vaccines. CNN's poll shows people are listening. And the truth is, he doesn't need to do much to make a big impact. Step 1. Remove harmful pesticides from our food. Chronic disease rates would drop. Step 2. Fix the CDC's vaccine schedule for children. 72 doses in the first 24 months? Older generations didn't get this. People on the front line don't get this. So why are we doing it to our children? Solve just these 2 issues, and he makes history. And what about trust in public health officials?
Okay, vax kids against infectious diseases, the government should require it. You go back to 1991, it was 81%, okay? Then we go to 2019 at 62%. Look at where that number fell to by 2024. It was just 51%. That is a 30-point drop from 34 years ago. My goodness gracious, now a bare majority say that the government should in fact require kids to be vaccinated against infectious diseases. Amongst Republicans, it's the opposite. The majority say the government shouldn't require it. Now, I should point out this does depend a little bit on question wording. The polling out this morning says that the government should encourage it, but encourage it is very different from requiring it. And when it comes to requiring it, the American public has become increasingly skeptical of the idea that, in fact, the government should require kids to be vaccinated.
Trust in public health officials is tanking, down to 51%. Not President Trump's fault. Not RFK Jr.'s fault. The experts lied. Repeatedly. And I'm sure you know the reason why. And now, Americans are paying the price. Capitol Hill on Thursday? Mostly a theater act. Even the vice president called out senators lecturing RFK Jr. while backing untested, irreversible therapies for our children. Americans aren't stupid. In 2022, 45% thought public health officials lied. Now, 55%. More than half the country doubts their guidance on masks and vaccines. And honestly, that number could be even higher.
This is perhaps the most worrying statistic that you should see. Look at this. Look at this. How well masks and vaccines limit COVID. Public health officials lied. They lied. In 2022, it was 45%. Look at where that number is now. 55% of Americans believe that public health officials lied about COVID, masks, and vaccines.
And let's be clear. The harsh authoritarian moves during COVID, threats to jobs, income, and benefits didn't come from President Trump. They came from agencies and industries enforcing mandates under the Biden administration. People across every sector faced threats if they didn't comply. RFK Jr.'s testimony highlights the real problem: politics over public health. Experts keep failing, lying, threatening, and Americans are waking up. So here's my question. Do you trust the numbers, or is it worse than we even realize? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.